Midweek Magic Omniscience Draft. So I think this is one of the more broken formats you can find on Arena, and if you build the right deck, you can definitely get a combo kill win on as early as turn 1, and that's what we're going to try to do with the deck I built today. So first I'll run you through a very quick deck tech. I'm going to sort by creature, and you'll see bulk of the deck is creatures, though I do have a small package of spells. Basically, the entire deck hinges around casting a turn 1 Guardian Project. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it doesn't have the same name as another creature you control, or a creature card in your graveyard, draw a card. So this turns into a draw engine that lets me draw most of my deck. So I'll feed as many creatures as I can into it until I get a Kessig Flamebreather. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Kessig Flamebreather deals 1 damage to each opponent. So the rest of my deck is a small collection of spells, the most important ones being burn spells like Skewer the Critics, Brimstone Volley, and Radiating Lightning. The idea here being, with the Flame Breather out, each of those burn spells going directly to my opponent's face will deal an additional 1 point of damage. And then with a creature like Ardent Elementalist, I can return one of those spells from the graveyard and cast it again. I have a Rescuer Sphinx, and a Surgical Spell Bomb, both of which I can use to return the Ardent Elementalist to my hand 2 more times and buy back one of these spells each time. So the deck is definitely capable of doing 20 burn directly to the opponent on turn 1. So how do I make sure I have this combo on turn 1? Basically, you want to mulligan until you get the Guardian Project or one of the other tutors I drafted in the deck. Final Parting is the worst tutor. Search your library for 2 cards, put one into your hand and the other into your graveyard, then shuffle. And Illicit Shipment is the ideal tutor. Casualty 3, so you can sacrifice a creature with power 3 or greater to copy this spell. It says search your library for a card and put it into your hand, then shuffle. Those are 3 cards I'm looking for in my opening hand. If I don't have one of those, I'll mulligan, even if I have to mulligan down to 4 or 5. Another really good card in the deck is Fateful Handoff. Draw cards equal to the mana value of target artifact or creature you control, and an opponent gains control of that permanent. I don't really care if they gain control of it, as I plan on killing them the turn I use it, but it's really good on one of these 6 mana creatures, like a Vigor Spore Worm or Baleful Beholder. I can draw 6 cards while drawing as many cards as I can off a Guardian Project, and get a hand sculpted with enough spells and creatures to close out the game. Let's see what we can do. All right, we have a tutor. This is a keep. I can cast Final Parting, get the Guardian Project, and start drawing creatures. Priest of Ancient Lore. Startle, draw card. So if our opponent doesn't have too much interaction, preferably they don't kill us here and don't have any counters. Draw a card, Angelic Gift. Cling to Dust or Startle, draw a card. Bristling Boar, not worried about any of this. Falconwrath Noble, that could get tricky. Saw Blade Slinger. Crash through. Creatures you control gain trample, draw a card. So the Noble, discard 2 cards. Okay. The Noble could possibly kill us if they sack their board. The Noble could possibly kill us if a lot of creatures die. Carrion Locust, don't care about that. I think we're okay. Target creature gains Death Touch, draw a card. You know, your regular 0-1 flying trample Death Touch creature. Just needs Indestructible now. Bump in the Night. Okay, we're at 14. That's it. All right, this should be fine. Let's get the Guardian Project. All right, could get Illicit Shipment actually. Sack a big creature, get the Guardian Project. I'm going to do that. So we can sack Minsk and Boo here. We can get the Guardian Project, and we can also get a card that lets us draw a bunch of cards off of creature. There we go. See, when another creature dies, I'll lose a life. They'll gain a life. think this is the line to take, though. Let's get the Guardian Project. And then I say we probably get Grateful Handoff and draw a bunch of cards off of the Beholder. That should be draw 6. Let's give Boo Menace. And let's draw 6 cards. Hey, you get a Beholder. Don't counter that, opponent. You get a Beholder. It's great. It's a good deal. Okay, that was excellent. So now we can cast a bunch of creatures into the Guardian Project until we get to one of our burn spells and the Flame Breather. Surgical Spellbomb will be nice. Hollowhead Scavenger. Hey, we'll gain 5 life. That's nice. Sly Requisitioner. Hobbling Zombie. Civil Servant. Need to draw some creatures. Sewer Crocodile. This was the risk of not getting the Flame Breather right away. But the advantage is we drew 6 cards. And oh, here's the Flame Breather. Here we go. Now we can start pinging the opponent whenever we cast a spell. And the Elementalist. Nice. So now we just have to hit one of the burn spells. We do have Brimstone Volley. And it does deal 5. Okay, start with Skewer the Critics. Take 4. And let's get the Skewer the Critics back. Take 4 again. Skull Bomb, Surgical Skull Bomb. Take 1. Bounce the Elementalist. Get Skewer the Critics. Take 4. Kill the Falkenrath Noble. That'll exile it, so we don't have to worry about death triggers. Take 1. And Brimstone Volley should go to the face. And that closes the game out. Take 5. Technically overkill. There we go. No combo piece or tutor. Mulligan. We have a tutor. Got a creature with power 3 or greater. So probably just put the only spell there away. We will shuffle it up anyway, so we'll get that Brimstone Volley. Prismite. Dire Wolf Prowler. A forest! Uh-oh. That's sort of a mistake in Omniscience Draft. Unless they deliberately need an extra mana source, I would guess that our opponent just drafted a regular deck. Yeah, it looks like our opponent drafted a regular, maybe green deck. Well, we're going to have to show them what Omniscience Draft is all about. Start with the Mishra's Juggernaut. Let's sacrifice it and tutor 2 cards out of our deck. This looks like it's resolving. Yep. Guardian Project. Kessick Flame Breather. Here's the combo. Let's do it. Guardian Project. Opponent's thinking, maybe? Kessick Flame Breather. Lorehold Pledge Mage. Depth Guard. Minsk. Beloved Ranger. Make a boo. Draw a card. Hobbling Zombie. Doomed Traveler. Hollowhenge Scavenger. And they scoop. Illicit Shipment, Fateful Handoff, a Minsk, a Guardian Project. I think this hand is gas. This is great. Let's start with the Guardian Project. Don't counter it. Thank you. Lorehold Pledge Mage. Doesn't resolve. It does. Okay. Minsk. I think we're probably clear from here then. Make a boo. Let's tutor 2 cards off. Thanks, Minsk. You've served your purpose. This Pledge Mage is going to get big. I wonder if they'll use the removal on it. Get the Flame Breather. And what do we get? Yeah, I think we'll just get something to protect it. Opponent has a full hand of cards, so. Permeating Mass. Draw a card. Depth Guard. Draw a card. Parhelion Patrol. Draw a card. I think I could have tutored a big creature to shoot with the Fateful Handoff, but I would rather that come naturally as I'm casting all these creatures anyway, and know that I have the Surge of Salvation so we can get the combo kill through. Let's keep playing a couple more creatures. I'd rather combo off. All right, let's tutor in one shot. I'd rather combo off in one shot. Let's get a big creature and something to throw in the graveyard. All right, here's a Sewer Crocodilo. Draw a card. Draw 6 more cards. There we go. We got Skewer the Critics. Let's start with that. Excellent. Radiant Lightning. Take another 3. Ping it for 1. Play the Elementalist. Get back Skewer the Critics. Take another 3. Ping you for 1. Down to 6. Let's bounce the Elementalist with the Recruiter Sphinx. Yep. There we go. Mulligan. Another mulligan. Looking for the Guardian Project or a tutor. Ugh. There we go, Guardian Project. And we keep 3 cards. So if it's a spell, it's going away first. Yeah, I would like to keep that hand off, but yeah, let's do this. Okay. Horror of the Broken Lands. I think it has cycling on it, or maybe it cares about cycling. It doesn't kill me here, though. Oh, draw 2 cards. Swift Spinner, Weirded Vampire. 4 cards left. What do you got? Gruesome Fate. What was that? Gruesome Fate. Okay. Yeah. Guardian Project. Let's draw some creatures. This is really shaky hand. Counter target spell. I will pay for. Switch is not flipped. I will pay for. Draw a card. Can't believe I just paid the counter spell for a depth guard. 4/3 defender. Draw a card. Targnar. What do I do here? Yeah, I want to hold back the Rescuer Sphinx. Those are 2 creatures. Let's draw one. Let's keep the loop going. The Rescuer Sphinx I want to use on the Elementalist if possible, but this is a small hand. I might just have to use it to bounce a creature and keep the draw loop going. Minsk. Oh, Brimstone Volley. I think anything's died yet this turn. Gonna have to keep drawing creatures. Let's bounce. Doesn't matter. I guess we'll bounce our defender that we defended for. We're running out of gas. Oh, Crocodile. Draw a card. Yep, we are out of gas. I don't think there's any point in stealing something of theirs, right? I don't want to trade any of these creatures. Let's just pass the turn. We'll keep up Search of Salvation if we need it. Okay. That's not too great. Okay, they are indestructible. Leona's Contract. Draw 4. What if they're going to kill us this turn? Okay, Dogged Pursuit doesn't really kill us now. Illigan Inheritance is another type of Dogged Pursuit effect. So they're going to try to drain us out. That's promising because that means they probably can't just kill us on the spot. Flying until end. Ooh, goodness. If that thing gets any bigger, if anything else gets evasive, I might actually have to block. I'm going to have to use an Inspired Charge here. That has Indestructible, so it can't really Brimstone Volley. And I want to hold the 10/7 plus 2 drain effects. I am going to have to block. All right, this is going to be interesting. I wonder if I can draw enough creatures next turn to get the loop going. Sure, that has Decayed. Let's charge up the team. That also helps with the Pledge Mage. I think that's okay. That's definitely... Recruiter Sphinx is... Or Rescuer Sphinx is definitely going to die. Targnar, I guess, can block the Decayed token, maybe. That blocks here. That blocks there. That blocks there. Everything's accounted for. And we're just losing a creature. Okay. Gonna lose a life. That wasn't excellent. Oh, here we go. Great. Illicit Shipment. On... Let's cast... Get rid of the Depth Guard. Served us well this game. There's our Flame Breather. We already have the Surge of Salvation if we want to protect it, I guess. So, yeah, let's get a Faithful Handoff and draw a ton of cards. Get back into the game. Oh, 2 burn spells. Great, this is excellent. Here, you get a Crocodile. We can also attack this turn, too. So if we get a big Pledge Mage, I'd rather just kill with burn, though. Draw a card. Mishra's Juggernaut, draw a card. Sly Requisitioner, draw a card. Permeating Mass. Definitely a joke card. Draw a card. There we go, we got the Elementalist. So, take 3, ping you for 1. So you're actually taking 4. Let's get that burn spell back. So I think looping this here is best because if something weird happens, at least we have the potential to kill most of their creatures. They only have 1 card though. Maybe I should just be hitting them with the volley. They haven't responded to the combo though, so yeah, let's just cast a bunch of spells. Let's bounce the Elementalist. Bounce the Elementalist so we can cast it. Let's get the Radiating Lightning. Okay, and they scoop it up. Okay, this is a really good opening hand. We have the Guardian Project, a bunch of creatures, 2 of which are key to winning, the Kessig Flame Breather, and the Ardent Elementalist. This should be excellent. Guardian Project. Does it resolve? It does. Alright, let's start jamming creatures in. I want to hold back the Elementalist until there is a spell I want to buy back. Or return to my hand. Graph Rats. Draw a card. Alright, great. Just running a bunch of creatures out. Okay, we have a tutor. That's good. I would want to get maybe... Well, I want to start drawing a lot of cards, and I want to get some of those burn spells. So if I can get the other tutor, that would be useful. Opponent has some interaction. Alright, we have a Sewer Crocodile. That's one of the most mana expensive cards in the deck. Let's see if a Final Parting will resolve. Okay, good. So I think, like, Illicit Shipment is the best option here, and then just bin, like, the Soul Mender. We don't need it. Let's jam out the Flame Breather. Great. Okay, let's use Illicit Shipment. Casualty. We'll sack the Blister Zoa, and it has an oil counter on it. So we're also going to draw a card. Value. Protect the combo and the team with the Surge of Salvation. Draw a card from the Blister Zoa, and get another card out of the deck. Yeah, just grab the Skewer the Critics at this point. Ping it for 3, take an extra 1. Let's cast the Elementalist. Get the Skewer the Critics back. Hit you for 3 again, take an extra 1. Juggernaut, draw a card. Don't need this right now. Let's just see what's there. Scry, ping you for 1. Draw the Beholder, I guess. Don't really need the Beholder. I can cast a Cathartic Pyre here. Let's use a Skull Bomb and get back the Elementalist. Ping you for 1, down to 9. Sack the Skull Bomb, return the Elementalist, draw a card. Oh, Sly Requisitioner makes us a little artifact creature. Elementalist. Draw a card. And get Skewer the Critics back. Oh, Rescue Sphinx. Take 3. Ping you for 1. Down to 5. Cast the Sphinx. Draw a card. Bounce the Elementalist. Cast the Elementalist. Draw a card and return a spell. We'll get the Skewer the Critics. Hit you for 3. Take an extra 1. Down to 4. Down to 1, and Inspired Charge, ping the last point of damage, and that's a turn 1 kill. Awesome.
Hey, like and subscribe.